And good afternoon, soccer fans. Welcome to what promised to be an electrifying semifinal matchup here against the Harwood Highlanders take on the U32 Raiders in this Division II girls semifinals VPA matchup here in beautiful Duxbury, Vermont. First, let's start out with how these teams got here. Harwood wrapped up their 2025 season with an overall record of 10-3-3. They were 6-1-3 in the Capital Division League play. The goal differential was strong. For example, over the stretch of games, they held opponents scoreless in multiple matches, with a 4-0 win over Middlebury and a 6-0 win over Stratton Mountain. Also, the most notable tie here for today was when they had a game with the U32 girls and they tied, meaning they went to pull a 90 minutes plus overtime and they were not even able to get first blood against each other. Today is going to be a continuation. However, the stakes are a lot higher with a ticket to punch their way into the championship game. We're going to definitely be in for a good one here, folks. As for U32 Raiders, their head coach Steve Town, they've had a great year this year. U32 ended their season with a 10-4-2 record, and they were 7-2-1 in league play. Early on in the season, they may have had a little bit of a stumble with Rutland and Mount A, but they turned it around quick. They recalibrated themselves, and they went on a strong ones with wins like 5-0 against Linden, 6-0 against Thetford, 1-goal victory against North Country, a strong team. They definitely have sowed their sides through controversy there with Town's team. He's a veteran at the helm. And he mentioned that they erased a 1-3 start and turned it into an 8-game winning streak. So, if you win 8 games in a row, you got to do something right here. That said, though, U32 arrives battle-tested, ready for what they're going to see here. They may not have a spotless record, but they found their form at the right moment. And we're going to see things fire off here in just a few minutes. Let's start with the starters here for U32. Right now, the starters, we got number 1, Sylvia Emmons. Number 2, Izzy Parrish. Number 3, Lydia Trombley. Number 5, Chloe Darrow. And number 8, Morgan Town. Number 11, Paige Parker. Number 13, Molly Mislek, with the great header there in the last game. Definitely made the equalizer happen for this U32 team. Number 14, Addie Pasco. Number 19, Grace Noyes. Number 22, Elena Noyes. And I would be remiss not to mention number 99, Sophia Willis. She's going to be in net today taking care of the goalkeeping duties. On the other side for Harwood, we got the junior Stella Mayone, number 2. Number 3, Addison Brooks. Number 4, Brennan Merrill. Number 5, Beacon Sadowski. Number 6, Adelaide Chalmers. Number 7, Adelaide Subban. Number 8, Jocelyn Brower. Number 9, Addison Olney. Number 10, Alexander Heights. Number 11, Tessa McGibbon. Number 12, Gia Gendominko. Number 13, Marley McVeigh. 14, Rihanna Chambers. Number 15, Sophia DeSanto. Number 16, Cora Binkard. Number 17, Lyra Turkle. Number 18, Adeline Lorzjak. Number 21, Claire Nagurney. And number 27, Anna Wolf. And Tara Nagel, the sophomore, will be taking care of goaltending duties. And here we go, folks. About to have the flip of the coin. And on that, U32 wins the toss. That said, I would go on a limb here. I'm going to say that U32 has elected to kick towards the scoreboard in the first half and elected to face the opposite way from left to right in the second half. Sun playing a factor here for the goalkeepers. And we're just moments away from here scoring it off the semifinal action here in Duxbury. I expect every touch this game is going to mean a lot, so good first touches are key. Couple of things, let's talk about keys to the game. First off, I talked to the Harwood Highlander coach, Coach Lynn, and asked her a few things that she thought needed to happen today. First thing she mentioned to me is our team's got to take care of the little things. I think that definitely starts with first touches, having crisp passes, controlling that midfield as much as they possibly can. This U32 team's got some speed. We'll be looking for some running lanes, and they control the ball well as also. It sounds cliche, folks, but I think this game's going to be won or lost in the midfield and how well they control the ball. And there's been a lot of team unity over there. This coach could not express to me on how close and tight-knit this team is. She wanted to just make sure to keep that team unity. She found that to be a key ingredient to a successful outing here today against U32. And last but not least, fast transitions. They have to be quick on the counter-strike. They cannot give this defense for U32, who's been pretty stingy all year, any extra chances. They got to capitalize on it. And the better job they do today, that's what's going to be punching their ticket to the finals. As for U32, we were able to talk to Steve Townsend for a few moments here and catch up with him. I was thankful that we were able to do that with him today. But he said we needed to limit shots and opportunities on goal. They have a couple strong attackers that can shoot from distance, so we need to make sure they don't give them time or space to get off any type of uncontested shots. He also said we need to have a strong midfield presence. If we can control centrally, we'll be able to limit their attacking opportunities and produce scoring chances of our own. If we can win the ball back centrally, we'll be able to hold a higher line in the attacking end of the field. And I'm telling you, Coach Town is a seasoned vet. If anybody knows how to cook up a recipe for success, it is Coach Town. All right, folks, let's start the kickoff. Stella Maloney took care of it here in the middle, shoots it off to the wing, able to make the recovery here, gains possession. Able to find DeSanto on the wing, however, dispossessed and eventually ran out of bounds. Grace Noyes. Raiders go up line. Able to keep possession. Alina Noyes comes in. Ball cleared out, able to find Adelaide Chalmers. Battling with Isabel Parrish in the midfield. Looking to make a strong down the wing, able to keep it in bounds. Highlanders centering pass. Lyra Turkle almost able to get a shot off there inside the box. Ball is cleared, however, regrouping happened here for Harwood. They try to send it up the line, eventually rolling out of bounds. Isabel Parrish will have the throw-in for the U32 Raiders. Boomed back in by Valerie Holmes. Harwood keep trying to send it in here. Nice header there by Adeline Pasco. And there we go, folks, 50-50 balls. We got to have as much action towards the ball as we can. I guarantee you as the game gets closer towards the end, you will see the attack towards those 50-50 balls get much and much stronger. Nice clean slide tackle there for Maddie Covey of Harwood. Cleared out by Addison Brooks of U32, excuse me, Lydia Trombley of U32. Ball's back to the middle, able to be possessed by Stella Mayone. Tries sending it up the line and too strong and out of bounds. Lydia Trombley will take the throw in for U32. And looks like it's out of bounds and it's going to be a Harwood throw in. Ooh, a booming kick for Adeline Pasco. However, U32 defender I think it was ricocheted off Lydia Trombley there. However, it goes over the end line, and Harwood has earned their first corner kick of this game. Every scoring opportunity here at a premium, again, with their ticket going to the finals right here. So a set piece play would be something beautiful to pull out of the bag of tricks here for Harwood. And what we have here, I think the goalkeeper is just getting some clarification with our head referee right now prior to the kick. And we have our ready to play whistle. Ooh, ball is put down right in the middle of box. Great opportunity for a header. However, I had Chloe Darrow getting ahead on that one. Able to clear it out. Goal kick for U32. Willis sends it up the right side. However, it's brought down and possessed by the Highlanders. Gia Genamico is working her way through the middle. And cleared out by Lydia again for the U32 Raiders. Ball possessed in the middle for Harwood, sends it back to their defense. See if they can work a long ball up the left wing. A little bit of a skimmer type style shot by Harwood. Not a problem for Zofia Willis. Shot attempt there was by Zofia DeSanto. Nice boot on that ball. Decent amount of power. And yet again, Lydia Trombley has been pretty busy back there on the left wing there on the defensive end for U32. Tells me they keep trying to send it up the right side wing to one of their attackers. Isabel Parrish on the throw-in. However, Addison only takes the header and proceeds to head it out of bounds. Grace Noyes on the throw-in. Settled in there for Elena Noyes. And we're going to have a dangerous play here. Got a free kick coming for U32. Isabel Parrish will take this one. This is a good chance for U32 to get a chance to get inside the box here. They haven't had too much time there so far this early into the game. However, this is going to be the first touch for Harwood's goalkeeper, Tara Nagel. And a nice punt by Nagel. Gets it out to midfield. Rana Chambers try to head it on up and over, however, it finds the sideline, and we'll have a U32 throw-in. Paige Parker sends it up line. Harwood clears it out. Not such a bad thing either, you know, moving the ball up. I call it like getting first downs in football, you know. If they can get 10 yards at a time being on the sidelines, we can move the ball up the field, you know. So that said, we'll move 10 yards up. Grace Noyes will take the throw-in for U32. Raiders try to push it towards the middle of the field. However, Harwood stepping up, taking away. We got a run. Number 12, Gia Genamico on the left side. Decides to think better of it, turn it out, and keep possession. Both players fighting hard. However, a little too much body there. And we're going to have a free kick for the U32 Raiders. A lot of bodies going on in the midfield, a lot of battling going on in the midfield. Kind of what we expected from these two teams. And Harwood keeping in possession on their end of the field. However, U32 fighting hard to clear this. And pounded back in by Harlander Zofia DeSanto. And we might have a decent run going on here. They're in the clearing pass, however, unable to connect. Eventually pressured by Molly Mislek, an absolute speed-eye demon out there for U32. Applies pressure to the ball, however, off of Mislek, and we'll have a Harwood throw-in. Grace Noyes settles it for U32. And we'll have the ball out of bounds, throw in. Rona Chambers will take it for Harwood Highlanders. About 14 minutes into this, we're looking at 31 minutes and about 45 seconds left here in the first half. About the third of the first half chipped away here. Still a nothing game. Where both teams are trying to break through and maybe get their first couple runs, few good looks at the net. I know as a goalkeeper, I also don't want to be too busy, but I wouldn't mind being busy enough to stay loose back there. DeSanto dispossesses Molly Mislek. Hard tackle. U32 is able to keep possession. Noyes sends it in. And Tara Nagel makes another stop for the Harwood Highlanders. All right, I stand corrected. We're going to have a goal kick here. I thought we had a save. That's okay. And Harwood with the goal kick. Lyra Turkle settles it in for Harwood. Tries to find a slashing teammate, unable to connect. U32 steps up and kicks it out of bounds. And we'll see what the call is. Looks like we're going to have a throw-in. The ball went back out of bounds. U32 throw-in. I'd like to take a minute to also thank our officials here. We have Andy Gingras. He's going to be our center referee. Eric Visser is on the line, and Shannon Sweet is also on the other sideline. Thank you guys for stepping up and calling this wonderful game we have on the pitch this afternoon. Gia Geneminko, a little too much body on that attempt to get past the defenseman for U32. We're going to have a free kick. And Lydia Trombley takes care of business. Ball gets sent back to the middle. Trombley being out of position from that kick kind of left the wing open. Harwood tried to take advantage of that, unable to keep possession, and goes out of bounds. Harwood will make a substitution into the game, number 16, Cora Binkard. And coming out will be Lyra Turkle, who's done a great job there for the Highlanders in the first 15 or so minutes of this contest. Harwood on the throw-in. Working out of the midfield for the Highlanders. DeSanto tries to send it up the line, however, Grace Noyes on the denial. Ball is tipped towards the middle. Out of bounds, we're going to have another Harwood throw-in. Highlanders go up a line to number 6, Adeline Chalmers. Puts a shot on goal, Sophia Willis. Makes it look like everyday business back there in the office right now. Nice, calm, cool, under pressure is what you want to see off your goalkeepers in a big game like this. Stakes are high. So calm, cool, and collective is the key to success for our goalies. Highlander again trying to go up that right wing. They must obviously be seeing something there they want to attack as they keep knocking on the door. Noyes unable to settle it down. DeSantos will take the throw-in for Harwood. Centering pass, unable to find anyone. Adeline Chalmers had a great idea there, just not able to connect with her teammate. And Willis gives it a punt. Good one at that, clears that half-field marker. Willis, a junior for U32, has done a great job all year. Settled back in towards the middle. Highlanders look to control the ball. Again, going up the right side wing, looking for Cora Binkard. Now we have number 6, Adeline Chalmers, making the turn, unable to get to the shot off. Again, this U32 defense, they are stingy. They are not afraid to come up and pressure. Ooh, a rough one. Off Noise and out of bounds. It's going to be a Highlander throw-in. Taylor Ferrix throws it up to DeSantos instead. And we're going to have another throw-in for the Highlanders. Cora Binkard on throw-in. Ball centered to the middle. However, U32 wouldn't call it a clearing kick, was able to try to get to the sidelines. However, Harwood gains possession again. Stella Moyon sends it back to her defense, who decides to play the long ball up. And Harwood gets a good first touch. And an absolute firecracker off the foot of Gia Diaminco. And again, folks, after 90 minutes previously and no score, we finally get first blood here for Harwood. With 25-11 remaining here in the first half, Harwood goes on the board first. Working off that right wing, found a centering pass that was able to find Gia's foot in the back of the net. Not too much Willis could do on that. A little bit of a redirection here for our shot angle. And just like that, scores 1-0. Raiders on the counterattack here. Decide to send it up along the right side of that Harwood defense. Molly Mislak dispossessed. Highlanders looking to counter and go again the other way. Challenge from U32. It's a little too much volley from Stella on Mislak there, and it's going to be a free kick for the Raiders. Isabel Parrish tees this up for the U32. Sends in a long ball in deep up the middle. U32 tries to head it back towards their own net, or excuse me, their attacking net. Harwood dispossesses. And Cora Binkard doing some work on the right side. Chloe Darrow on the challenge, very strong and clean there for U32. And we're off to the races with a foot race. Sylvia Emmons sends it up line, trying to find Molly Mislak, or excuse me, Morgantown on that play, unable to connect. And again, they're looking for Town on that play, unable to connect. Out of bounds. And it looks like we're going to have a Harwood throw in. Back in the game is Adeline Chalmers for the Highlanders. Out is number 14, Rana Chalmers, who's done a great job so far in this high-stakes semifinal playoff game. U32 takes the throw in. Town. Ball headed up deep onto the right side. Mislak tries pressuring and is able to get a throw-in earned from it as Harwood just thinks better of it and clears it out. U32 applies some tandem pressure there. Able to get Stella Mayoni to bump it out of bounds. And here we are, Harwood sending it back up the line. On that one, only one Highlander to the other 4 U32 players on that one. Not sure how 1-on-4 would have worked, however, I'm sure they'd take the shot opportunity. As every shot opportunity is about equivalent to gold in this setup. Ball is tapped over the line by U32. I believe we're going to have a corner kick. Second one of its kind for Harwood. We'll see what kind of set piece Harwood might throw together for this one. As you would hope, U32 matching up on the post. And they decide to play the short game. Try to send it back in. And Adeline Chalmers, a little too much over the back, if you will, going for that header. You got to keep going straight up. Can't really be leaning on it. Just a little too much leaning, I think, on that one. And our referee is taking out the whistle for that one. So we're going to have a free kick here. U32 deep in their own zone. Lydia Trombley looks to put a boot on this one. And sent up the middle. Eventually Isabel Parrish settling it down for U32. Sends it up line. However, he is unable to keep that pass in bounds. We'll have a Harwood throw in. In for the game for the Highlanders. Back in it is Royanna Chalmers. And I can't say enough about Stella Mayone. Might not be the tallest person out there, but I tell you, weaving in and outside of those defenders and with speed is a nuisance. And she has been able to find every nook and cranny she can in that defense right now.
Good, that's okay, Ro. Good, Ratty, good. Yes, man.
Meanwhile, Harwood, again, keeping possession in the midfield, trying to send it up line, able to connect. A shot goes off. Jocelyn Bauer might have had that on net, but as close as it was, Zia Willis says, we're not taking any chances, punches it out of bounds. And we're going to have another corner kick for the Highlanders.
Go to top, back of the six. Here we go, Harwood.
U32 marking up, covering near and far posts. Adeline Sullivan takes the short pass off the corner, sends it in. Not a bad little skipperoo shot, as I might call it. The ball sometimes can be a little funny off that grass. So a nice little short hop right beforehand makes Willis have to bust out the shortstop skills. But Willis sends it up to midfield again. Has a great punt again for a junior. Able to consistently hit that midfield mark. Little fancy footwork here. Able to get the job done.
Good job, Jocelyn. Pressure, Ro, pressure.
However, Lydia Trombley sends it back up.
And again, watch the ball over the top.
Noise. Looking for
Good, Addie. Good. Use your body left. Come on, Morgan.
Simmons.
Good.
Excuse me, Emmons.
That's okay. Good job. Now you're going up.
And the Highlanders tap it out of bounds.
Marco.
And we're going to have a corner.
One.
What first thought might be a throw-in. We're actually going to have a corner from U32. Nice chance to apply a set piece here. Sent in, almost able to find Elena Noyes. However, off a U32 Raider and out of bounds, we'll have a Highlander goal kick.
Adelaide, stick with 3, please.
Definitely worth noting here throughout the season, U32 had 33 goals for and 16 against. However, Harwood Highlanders had 37 goals for and 10 goals against. In today's soccer, that is both stingy defenses by both teams and probably a big testament in why they're in this game today. Raiders send it up the right side, unable to connect. Molly Mislak. Highlanders look to clear, however, Isabel Parrish able to get possession. Molly Mislak working her way around. Noise. And DeSanto sends this one out. U32 Raiders take the throw in. Bounces off a Highlander defender. DeSantos. Throw in able to find Parrish, however, dispossessed and cleared by the Highlanders. 16 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the first half. Harwood on top, 1-0. Plenty of game left though. Anything can happen. As I like to say, that's why they play the game. And back into the game for Harwood. Just can't go too long without her. Number 2, Stella Mione. U32 awarded another throw-in after the battle here in the midfield. Lena Noyes finds Sylvia Emmons. Emmons challenging Chambers. Sophia Willis comes out, takes care of the easy business, and looks to punt it the other way. Not a bad pass at all. Molly Mislak puts one on for a run for Gracie Noyes. Noyes settles it on. Challenged by Adeline Sullivan. Sullivan able to make some action happen, able to clear it. And Rana Chambers gives a booming clearing shot. Ends up being possessed. And just inches of the bar as Adeline Chalmers had the angle, just came off the wrong part of her foot, but plenty of open nylon in front of her. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities, but that is a missed opportunity there for the Highlanders. Mione, first touch, gets a little far away from her. U32 gains possession. Great step up by Breeden Merrill for the Highlanders. And here we go again. Adeline Chambers trying to cause some ruckus there for the Highlanders. Keeps applying pressure. Keep knocking at the door and it will open, my friends. Substitute again for the Highlanders. This time Addison only going in. And looks like Cora Binkard on her way out. Binkard gives some great valuable minutes here in the first half for the Highlanders. If I was the Highlanders coach, I'd be pleased with the action I've been getting off the players from the bench right now. Giving some great contribution of minutes, good quality minutes, and good quality time out there. As for most of this first half, it appears that Harwood's had the majority of the possession. A lot of battling in the midfield, but seems as the last 7 or 8 minutes we've been playing in the U32 half of the field a little bit more than in the beginning. So we'll see how that changes as the game progresses. Along a booming clearing kick, Mislak tries to scoop up whatever might be loose there. However, there's nothing there, and Nagel gets the ball. Nagel clears it up to Maoni. And this will turn into a free kick. Or excuse me, a dropped ball for the Highlanders.
Keep up the talking on the field. Here we go.
Highlanders using their defensemen for one-touch back passes, see if they can get a little bit of movement, like a give-and-go action, if you will. Getting up the sideline, seeing if they can find a hole. Throwing up the line by the Raiders, dispossessed and sent back towards the middle. And a ball sent up, little too far for any Raiders to make any play on it, and Nagel again stepping up and making the play. Great pump by Nagel. All the way to midfield, headed by Elena Noyes.
That's okay. Stick with that. You're good. And again.
Noyes back to Darrow, back up to Noyes. And Darrow will have the throw-in. Darrow tries to find Parrish. And here we go again for another throw-in. Gracie Noyes trying to work her way around that defender. Gracie Noyes ball is settled by Isabel Parrish. Tries to settle it in the midfield half of Harwood so she can maybe find an attacker in one of those running lanes. U32 starting to eye, maybe they might have an opportunity to find a hole here. Find an equalizer here. Molly Mislak applying the pressure on Maoni. Ball centered. Elena Noyes finding Chloe Darrow. However, the pressure is just too much. Addison only on the play. Sending it up to her attacker, Gia Gendominko, again with already 1 goal on the day. Gendominko keeps working against the U32 defense, sends a pass back to Pasco, unable to settle it down. U32 dispossesses. Gracie Noyes settles it down and is looking for a streaking Molly Mislak on the left wing. Molly brings it back to the middle, looking for a chance to maybe get a centering pass. However, gets tandemed up with Adeline Sullivan. Gets tangled up with her. However, U32 quickly able to regain possession. Able to get a shot off, unable to find the net. And with 8:40 remaining in the first half, Highlanders will take a goal kick off the foot of Nagel. Nagel ends up kicking this one right at Isabel Parrish. Isabel runs into Leah Turkle. Strong defensive step up there for the Highlanders. I must say, both the play in the midfield has been very strong for both teams here. They're challenging almost every ball. They seem to be taking away a lot of those short passes that happen in the midfield. And just, again, that pressure is causing enough disruption where people aren't necessarily finding a rhythm, but 30, 40 minutes into it, I see the rhythm getting picked up a little bit more as we speak. Harwood sends a clearing pass up. And cleared out by Paige Parker of U32. Harwood throws it in, however, Evans first to get her foot on it. Chloe Darrow sends this one up. And Adeline Sullivan working against Morgantown on the outside. There's an interesting combination on defense and offense against each other. Both very highly skilled athletes. Be interesting to see what what transpires in that part of the field here. For what remains to be this Division II semifinal matchup, where it's literally lived up to everything is promised and then some. Again, Harwood striking first off the foot of Denamenko. Right now sitting on a 1-0 lead. Although the Raiders not showing 1 ounce of quit and nothing but drive. And we still have the better part of almost 50 minutes left of this game. 6 minutes to go here in the first. Harwood looked to have possession. Must have just barely stepped out of bounds enough to warrant the attention of the official. We're going to have a U32 throw-in. Isabel Parrish tries the header, however. Harwood, as they've been all game, DeSantos stepping up, clearing that ball out of bounds. And this one, Shane Sweet on the call, says goal kick, and that's what we will do. Harwood looks to play the short ball up to Rihanna Chalmers. Sophia DeSantos send this one up to Binkard, unable to connect. Clearing ball to the middle though, picked up by Beacon Sadowski. And Beacon tries to make a run in between U32 defenders. And this one works itself into the corner. Harwood settles in, keeps possession. Thought about pulling the trigger, and like Coach Town said, there's a few strikers that are not afraid to pull the trigger from far away. And that's what you saw right there. That's confidence, that's knowing what you have for a foot. And hey, if this one's on net, that might not have been so bad. However, this one travels out of bounds, and Zubievas will boot this one away. First touch, a little much for Harwood. U32 takes possession. Adeline Pasco sends this one up. Annabelle Bean tried to settle that one in, unable to get possession. And first touch was by Paige Parker. Definitely had a challenge there by Beacon Sadowski. Seems to be quite a quick attacker there for the Highlanders. Definitely providing a spark of speed. Coming off the pitch is Annabelle Bean. Done a great job for the Highlanders. She'll take a breather. 3.5 to go First half. Out of bounds, U32 ball. So Valerie Holmes will have the throw in. Sends it up line. Highlanders kick it out of bounds. We'll move up about 15 yards and we'll do it all over again. Adeline Sullivan on the denial. Isabel Parrish. Try to do some work there over the wing, get it towards the center, maybe find somebody. But there's been constant pressure from Harwood. Anytime that anyone's been near that box for U32, there's been someone in their pocket. So U32 will continue to make those runs. Probably looking to make some type of separation as they make some adjustments at the half. Not doing bad at all, just a little bit of space and left some room to work. Meanwhile, Adeline Chalmers challenging the U32 defense. Try to get rid of that ball quickly. And this will be a U32 throw-in. And sent up by Paige Parker for U32. However, Harwood keeps chipping away, trying to win those 50-50 balls in the middle. Been quite valuable for them for possession so far. Misplayed by Paige Parker. Pressure was applied by Addison Olney. Beacon Sadowski. Highlanders look to try to find Beacon again on that play. I'm able to do so. Mislack sends one over to Evans. Evans dispossessed. And by Stella Mayoni again. Stella getting in everywhere she can, pressuring the ball. Seems to have energy and just keeps running for days out there. Every coach would love to have a player like that who just does not want to stop running on a soccer pitch. U32 on the throw-in, looking to go up line with it, unable to find Emmons. And Lydia Trombley sends this one up line. And this one's tipped off a Morgantown out of bounds. Hollander throw-in. And that's a little bit too much of a bump. I believe the call might have been on Sadowski. Earns U32 a free kick. However, with that sound of the horn, we are going to go into halftime of this 2026 Division II VPA semifinal matchup of Harwood versus U32. This is a Mad River TV and CBTsport.net production. And we'll be back just after this short halftime. And welcome back, folks, here to Duxbury, Vermont, where we're about to enter the second half of this VPA Division II Girls Semifinal contest, where the hometown Harwood Highlanders find themselves on top 1-0 with 40 minutes to play. However, I would not want to count out the U32 Raiders. They have fought their way through tight positions before. Matter of fact, their last game went to a double overtime, 2 penalty kicks, which was a 2-round contest where they found themselves on top by the end of it. So if they can find the nylon here sometime in the next 40 minutes and hold off Harwood from notching another, they will play for some extra soccer, or bonus soccer as I like to call it. Winner of this game is going to play either Rice, who is the number 1 seed, or the number 4 seeded Lamoille Lancers. So we'll see which team is going to punch their ticket to the finals here in about 40 minutes or so. Mislack first touch. Tries to send it up line, however, Binkert gets the last touch on it. It's going to be a U32 throw-in. U32 pounds it back to the middle. Cleared out by the Highlander defense. That was Addison only and Sylvia Emmons battling it out in the Harwood midfield. Ball eventually sent out of bounds. U32 on the throw-in. Adeline Chalmers steps up, making the pressure. However, they send a long ball up to Mislack. The Raiders do. Yes, and Stella Maoni dispossesses Mislack there. Stops the attack, clears it out of bounds. U32 on the throw-in. However, DeSanto sends up a ball where it's now a one-on-one situation. Last touch by the Raiders out of bounds. Binkert on the throw-in, throws it up to Gia Genominko again. Our one and only goal scorer so far this game. Morgantown settles it down. Pressured again by Stella Maoni. Tell you, Stella Maoni has been all over the place pressuring the ball. Something you would hope for, but I would definitely even use the word she's been an annoyance. She's been constantly pressuring whoever has been in possession of that ball. Stella sends it up. Gia Genominko in a leg race with Paige Parker. However, Zofia Willis steps up, takes possession, and boots this one away. Nice first touch by Sadowski for Harwood. Harwood sends it back in, however, Elena Noyes able to make possession happen. Kind of a funky ball into the net. I think she might have been just trying to pound that inside the box. However, Binkert was one doing the work. Raiders try to send up a runner. However, Tara Nagel keeps stepping up whenever she can to take care of a loose ball to gather for the Highlanders. Meanwhile, going the other direction, Harwood trying to play the long ball. Rhonda Chalmers in possession in the far right-hand corner. Isabel Parrish putting on the pressure. Megan Pitsley just inside the 18, tries to give herself a little bit of room, puts a swift crack on it. However, unable to find the net just wide of the pole, and Zofia Willis will boot this goal kick away. Willis kicks this one directly out of bounds. Hart will take over. Ball possessed, sent over to Stella. Stella tries a one-timer. However, this one is wide left of the post. And U32 Raiders will set up a goal kick. Sophia Willis sends this one up the middle. Evans tries to send it over to Hazel Vanderpyle. Dispossessed by the Highlanders. Genominko. And Stella sends it back in. Megan Pitsley on the run. And not enough on this to do anything, or maybe even to get Willis rattled at all. Short kick from Willis. Hazer Vanderpyle send it up to Noyes, or excuse me, Morgantown. However, Highlanders swing it back around. Addison only on defense, sends it up on the right wing. Adeline Chalmers with a nice header in between U32 Raiders. Highlanders. Gia Denaminko was getting a little eyes wide open, and we have a ricochet off of Sophie Willis. Lucky for the Raiders, that ball gets wide to the left and nowhere back inside the box. Now we're going to go the other way. Morgantown sends this one to the middle. No U32 there. First touch for Elena Noyes is a mistouch. Highlanders will try to send it over to wing and maybe take a shot, but this one gets away from them again. Not able to keep it tight at the foot. Willis comes up with it. Decent putt off the foot of Willis. And Cora Binkert sends this one up the line for the Highlanders. Adeline Chalmers. Been pretty busy there in the middle. Seems to be doing a lot of work with being able to take possession and maybe send it up to some teammates. Can't say how valuable that really is. I mean, someone who can just literally take the ball back and feed it to the people you want it to. That's the type of player I wouldn't mind having on my team. Again, Stella Mayoni weaving in and out of U32 Raiders. Tries to send it over the right side wing. Unable to connect. Rihanna Chalmers on the throw-in. Isabel Parrish with a header, but back out of bounds. Harwood throwing again and again. Rihanna Chalmers throws it in. Looking for Rihanna. And ball is going to be out of bounds off the U32 Raiders. We're going to have a Harwood throw-in. Excuse me, a U32 Raider throw-in. And Rihanna Chalmers been staying active on that sideline. Although his last touch we heard, U32 tries to move the ball up. Looks like we had some type of bump. We're going to have a free kick either way, however you want to slice that. And Isabel Parrish sends this one away. Elena Noyes tries to settle in the middle. Stella Leone putting the pressure on. And feeds a wonderful ball. Gets to the foot of Gia Geneminko. However, Gia is not able to pull a trigger and get a shot on goal. And this one will trick her over the back line. And we're going to have, we're going to have a little too much contact. We're going to have a free kick. Set up Chloe Darrow. Putting up a fight in the midfield with Adeline Chalmers. Centering pass. Cleared out by Emmons to the wing. Morgantown being pressured by Stella. And we're going to have a little too much contact behind. Definitely was incidental. Nothing malicious, but we're going the other way. And Harwood will get a free kick just on this side of half field. Adeline Sullivan teeing this one up. Sends it into the box, just out of heading Highlander. Again, Parrish and Giandomingo squaring off over there. Jaya Dedominko seems to constantly be applying the pressure, looking for maybe a quick turnover and another shot at the nylon. Just under 30 minutes remain here. 1-0 is still our score. Half an hour is plenty of time left to get a few cracks here on the net. Definitely not desperation time by any means, but I'm sure the Raiders would not mind notching one here in the next handful of minutes, let alone maybe a couple. Can't really ask for a much better setup here for the semifinals. I mean, we have the number 1 seed and number 4 seed in the other semifinals game, and this game featuring the number 2 and number 3 seed. So everything kind of falling in place as one may think. Harwood might have had the slightly better record on paper. However, U32 putting together 8 wins in a row this season, showing themselves as a formidable force here in D2. And this game is living up to all expectations. Again, 1-0, low score, stingy defense is really on both sides. And we have 28 minutes of action left in regulation. U32 try to settle that ball in the midfield, try to get somebody with possession, maybe they can make a run. Harwood, again, though, has been giving constant pressure in the midfield. Every time that U32 gets possession in the midfield, there is usually a couple people momentarily on the ball carrier after they take possession. Stella Milioni making a lot of action happen. Not afraid. Stella Milioni's not afraid to body up people even bigger than her size. She's been giving, again, people fits this whole game. Throw in was off a Highlander. We're going to move that ball up 10 yards and give it another whirl here. Raiders looking for Molly Mislak up the line on that one, unable to connect. And we're going to have a free kick going in on the Harwood half of the field. Good opportunity here for U32 to maybe make something happen. Maybe mix it up a little bit here. About a time to drop one in the net for sure. And our ref is going to make sure we have 10 yards on the drop. And send this one off. Stella Milioni in between two U32 Raiders. The Raiders tap it over to Emmons and then off to Parrish. Try looking up line, unable to connect. And again, we have a battle in the midfield. Stella Milioni on the ball now. However, pressured by Emmons, unable to create a turnover there. Molly Mislak applying the pressure on the Highlander defense. Bankard jills this one off a U32 Raider, Morgantown, and it's going to be a Harwood throw-in. But before we get back to action, we're going to have a substitute here. Lyra Turkle is back in for Harwood, and coming out is Rihanna Chambers. On the throw-in. Parrish and Lyra Turkle get a little tangled up. A little too much of a nudge with the shoulder, and we're going to have a U32 free kick off the foot of Parrish. Gia Domenico turns it up the sideline. Sends it up. As Lydia Trombley clears it back up for the Raiders. Little give and go action. Stella Maloney and Adeline Sullivan there on the give and go. Nice little teamwork there to get us some momentum going. moving that ball up the right side for the Highlanders. On the throw and able to squeak past the U32 defender. Ball gets loose out of the hands of Sophia Willis. And of course, Harwood right in her pocket trying to put that pressure on. I'm unable to rattle Willis. Willis gives a beautiful punt. However, we got a handball against the Highlanders. And we'll have U32 going in. Isabel Parrish seeing this one off. Sends it up the left side, where Emmons and Morgantown try a little give and go action themselves. Ooh. Might be a tough no call there for Lydia Trombley. A little bit of a bump. I don't believe it was egregious by any means. They're probably just going to let them play here in a semifinal matchup as much as they can. Obviously, without letting them get too wild. Which, for my 2 cents, is not a bad philosophical approach. And again, we really appreciate these referees stepping up and calling today's game. Stella Maione handling it in the middle, sends it over to Binkard. Binkard tries to pound one into the box. And Lydia Trombley clears that one out to the sideline. Eventually it'll bounce off a U32 Raider player. And a possession will go back to Harwood. Harwood on the throw-in. For lack of better terms, I guess you would say maybe they threw it in the traffic. It seemed to be like one Highlander for every 5 U32 Raiders there, and the Raiders were able to put some pressure on, kick that one out of bounds. This throw-in, however, is able to get under possession. Gia Dedominko tried to send that one over to Jocelyn Bauer. However, she wasn't able to get a shot off on that attempt. U32 looking to settle it. Hazel Vanderpyle tries to clear it. However, Binkard right in her pocket. This one is battled between the both of them. However, here's to go of the end line, and we are going to have a corner kick here for Harwood as they look to try to maybe put another one up on the board. Wouldn't be a bad thing to maybe pop a second goal on the board here right now. Give yourself maybe a little breathing room. As one goal is just the equalizer, and maybe we're just a crossbar away from not tying or tying this one up. Highlanders unable to get a decent foot on that one and send this one out of bounds. And it's going to be a U32 Raider goal kick. Zofia Willis boots this one away. Looking for Parrish. Parrish tries to sell it, unable to. And again, Stella Maione causing havoc in the midfield. Ball possessed by Harwood in the middle. Leora Turkle gained possession, tried to send it up the wing, unable to connect. U32 countering back, trying to go back the other way. And here we go again in the vice versa direction here, or excuse me, the other direction. As Harwood keeps winning the ball in the midfield and then tries to shoot off and find a wingman attacking. Little give and go action again between Stella Maione and Adeline Lorschak. Forgive me if I hacked up your name, Adeline. But Adeline has been doing a wonderful job there in defense. All the way around, Harwood's defense has been able to mark up pretty good. They seem to have a stopper-sweeper setup, if I can call it that. And, you know, whether that top person just tries to add pressure on wherever the ball might be. And we have Parrish pressuring it. Was able to get Adeline Sullivan dispossessed. Wasn't able to get much off on the shot, but he was able to get a shot off nonetheless. Easy work for Nagel, and we're going the other way. That said, we got a foot race. An absolute rocket off the foot of Jocelyn Bauer was on net right down the middle. Sophia Willis, rather than maybe per se catching it and have it be misplayed it and skipping off into the net, punches that one up and over the net, and we're going to avoid any issues that way. That said, that will award the Highlanders with another corner kick. Just under 20 minutes to go here, 19 and 45 left in the match. Highlanders send the corner kick in. Bounces off a few U32 Raiders. However, Stella Maoni tries to gather, send it back in. Unable to do so. Dials it up from long distance was Rona Chambers. However, not able to find it on net. And we're going to have a goal kick going the other way. Short kick from Willis. Harwood able to body that one up and has to be cleared out by the Raiders in order to have them set up their defense. And Harwood throws it in and keeps possession now as they throw it towards the middle. Try to look for Jocelyn Brower, unable to get it on her foot. And Jocelyn seems to find herself in a couple shots here in the last few minutes. Maybe they'll try to get the ball back and get another knock at the door. Unfortunate first touch for Hazer Vandepile and goes out of bounds. Harwood throwing. Adeline Horchak throws this one towards the middle. And U32 able to come up with it. Parrish sends it over to Molly Mislak. However, we got this one headed off to the wing where Morgantown sends one over towards the left wing. Harwood gains possession, starts working it back the other way. And here we go again. A run for Jocelyn Brower. Jocelyn Brower, again, 3 shots in the last few minutes. I might think about keeping an eye on her anywhere near the box as she's getting a little excited here, being able to pull the trigger. I won't want to see too many more shots coming off of her foot. Goal kick for the Raiders. Past the half line, power settled down by Brendan Merrill of the Highlanders. Addison Only takes possession in the midfield, looks for her wingman, Gia Genominko. The ball headed over to Stella Maoni, and she is able to clear that one off a U32 Raider, and it's going to be a Harwood throw-in. Harwood stesses up where Lydia Trombley steps up, while Harwood, again, possessing the ball in the midfield. There's advantages to both the short and long ball. I see Harwood using this short ball and keeping control as a key to maybe their success here in the second half as they have a 1-0 lead. And sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Throw in. Possessed by Morgan Townsend, however. Highlanders number 9. Addison Only poking that one away. Crossing pass on the foot of Brower. Brower makes a run. Ball's loose. Willis poked away by the Raiders. Willis has got to scamper to get back into position. And that's enough to get your heart thumping a little bit if you are a Raiders fan. And we got this one dialed up from long distance. And this did not cross the line. That ball stays live. And there are some fireworks for you folks. About as close as you're going to get to a 2-goal lead without having it here in the second half. Raiders living by inches, but you know what? That's all you need to stay alive. And like I said, folks, we're about a goal post, maybe a grass blade away on that one. Brower putting together some great minutes off the bench. You cannot say enough of what Brower just brought you off the bench. Got a little spark, getting some shots on net. And we got a little bit of tangle up going on over there. Again, nothing malicious, but just people fighting for the ball, and you got to love it. I mean, it's 14 minutes left in the game. You know, you're starting to see players really try, not they weren't before, but again, on every play, giving 100% effort, as the stakes here are about as high as you can make them. Oh, one touch, not able to happen for the Highlanders. Clear it out. Cora Bankard. It's going to be on the throw-in for the Highlanders. However, we're going to keep the clock rolling, and then we should have had a stop in the game, however, though, to allow our substitutes to be back in the game. I am looking at Stella Mayone coming off the field for the Raiders. And Grace Noyes catching a breather as well for the Raiders. Also coming off is Chloe Darrow, who's played some great minutes as well for the U32 Raiders. Great first touch by Gia Denemenko. Almost found her second goal of the game. Had to go with the left foot one on that one. Don't necessarily blame her for the left foot. However, was not able to get the angle she wanted and kicks this one just wide. And we'll have a goal kick from Willis. Sylvia Emmons tries to settle it first, able to keep it in bounds, sends it up the sideline. Well, we'll have a foot race. Cleared out by Harwood defender number 7, Adeline Sullivan. Raiders looking to possess the ball in the middle. Mislak. Back to Parrish. Parrish looking for Emmons, not able to connect. Addison only stepping in, disrupting that pass combination. Sends it up for Bankard. However, I'd say about 5-8 steps ahead of her, unable to connect. That ball trickles out of bounds. It's going to be U32 throwing. 12.5 to go. Again, not a moment of desperation, but I would not be too surprised if we try to see U32 jump on the board here pretty quick. And the battle again in the midfield for the U32 Raiders. Harwood able to win it back, but not for long. And the Raiders clear it out over the sideline. Harwood will have it on their half of the field for a throw-in. Bankard on the throw-in. And Zofia DeSanto is going to step up and take this throw-in instead. Sends this one up line, looking for Adele Chalmers, Adeline Chalmers. Chalmers contested by Elena Noyes. Noyes clears this one out. Maddie Covey is in the game, able to get possession there. Sends this up line. And we have a clean on, play on, no whistle. This one appears to go off the U32 keeper. And again, unless it's really egregious that they're going to let them play. And again, from my 2 cents, I don't blame it one bit. I'd rather have the players earning it as much as they can per se on their own than having a call made to decide it. Corner kick sent in for the Highlanders. U32 able to get ahead on it, however. Stella Maloney tries to send that one in. See what happens. U32 able to clear it, but Highlanders keep winning it back and sending it back in. Bankard now on the sideline, contested by Parrish. And again, Stella Maloney getting into the pockets of the attackers for U32. Gia Jedeminko causing the pressure. Holly Mislak, known for her speed, is getting a little room to work. However, all ball from Adeline Lordschak on the challenge, and Harwood's going back the other way. And wisely kicked away by Paige Parker of the Raiders. Harwood throwing in by Adeline Lordschak, excuse me. Gia Jedeminko is being challenged by Hazel Vandopile. Tosses this one back to Emma Pulsiper, or excuse me, Adeline Lozorchak. And the Harwood Highlanders keep giving it up to Gia Jedeminko, who's had a few golden opportunities and cashed in on one. Wouldn't say I'm too surprised they keep looking for her foot. 9 minutes to go to see who is going to play either Rice or Lamoille in Vermont's D2 girls soccer. Willis on the goal kick. And again, Stella Mione, first one in on that, first touch. Mione trying to apply pressure on Parrish. Steps in front. Gets the ball to get just loose enough for her defender to make a play on it. Evans settles it in the middle. Harwood settles it in the middle. Tries to send one up. And Stella Mione again in the middle. Able to dispossess Morgantown. And a misplay by Paige Parker. Not too costly though, however. Highlanders aren't able to convert, however, last touch by the Raiders, and we're going to have a Highlander throw-in. And into the game for the Highlanders now, Addison Brooks and Rowana Chambers. Bacon Sadowski and Zofia DeSanto get a breather. 7:19 to go here in regulation. Highlanders looking for a cross. Parrish and Adeline Pascoe duking it out on the wing. Sent back to Stella Mione. Stella settles, brings it back middle. Tries for a quick shot. About 25 yards out, unable to get that on net. U32, however, unable to clear. And we're going to have a Harwood throw-in. Again, this is a Mad River TV and a CB23, or excuse me, Central from CBTsport.net presentation. Parrish able to clear this one out as the Highlanders keep knocking on the door. Morgantown back to Emmons. Emmons finds Mislak, but only for a moment. U32 tries to clear one in, so to speak, but unable to get it past the Harwood defense. Lydia Trombley clears this one up the middle. Settled in by Megan Pitsley. However, Megan was looking for Morgantown, unable to connect. And 5:50 is remaining here in regulation. U32's got to make a move here. Addison Brooks applying the pressure for Harwood on the left wing. Brooks sends it in, but deflected off of Paige Parker. U32 clears it down. Touches this one off a Highlander. Town throws it up line. And this one is going to be
Compose. It's our ball. Good. Your ball. Compose.
and this one's incidental. Tried to clear it was Adeline Pasco. However, Town took that one off the head. She seems to be shaking that one off and being all right. U32 keeps it in their offensive part of the field here. And we're going to have a throw in. Stella, first to touch for Highlanders. Parrish gives a good touch into the middle, or excuse me, Emmons. Raiders unable to get first to that ball and maybe have a crack at it. Wise play by Lydia Trombley, clearing that one back. Isabel Parrish looking for someone to work with up line. However, Adeline Lorzak clears this one up. The defense for U32 is moving up, and you can't really blame them. They're trying to keep that ball pounded up in their half of the field. And, you know, hopefully, as they say, they don't get their hand caught in the cookie jar right now and have a streaking runner here for Harwood. That would be the insurance goal, if you will. However, that's part of the strategy and how this game's going to get played right now. 3.5 minutes to go. Everything on the line. Can't say enough about these two teams and the seasons they put together that got them to this point. They absolutely earned the right to play in today's game. And win, lose, or draw, they should definitely be pleased on the season, even though one of these teams is headed for heartbreak, as they both have given it all and put it out on the pitch today. Highlanders able to dispossess again in the midfield, sends it up to Adeline Chalmers, who's taking it up on the wing, being challenged by Elena Noyes. And eventually ball goes off of Noyes and out of bounds. Highlander throw in. 2:50 remaining, folks. 2:50. And with a 1-0 game, we're getting into nail biter time, folks. U32 on the throw-in. U32 is unable to get the ball completely in, and Harwood will take over, have a throw-in, and it'll be Adeline Sullivan taking the throw-in. Nice throw-ins. Emmons, however, first there for the Raiders. Tries to clear it out. Stella Maloney, first touch to it. However, a little too far off the first touch, and Emmons sends this one right up the middle. Settled in by Rana Chalmers, and then eventually cleared out by Paige Parker. Now Gracie Noyes sends it up to Emmons. Emmons unable to get a shot off. U32 still in possession. Molly Mislak battling it out with Adeline Pasco. And we're going to have a throw-in for the U32 Razors. Zella Parrish goes up line. Eventually called out of bounds by our official. Parrish again on the throw-in. Sends this one up for Morgantown. We have 1:15 to go, folks, here in regulation. U32 knocking on the door. Parrish dispossessed by Stella Maloney. She clears it out. That ball's going out of bounds. Time ticking away. 1:05 remaining. Throw in by Paige Parker over the foot of Stella Maloney. Eventually clear it out. Lydia Trombley sends this one back in. First touch was off of Maloney. Lydia Trombley sends this one to Emmons. Tries to crack this one down to Mislak, applying the pressure. Both ways, Highlander trying to clear it out in desperation, not able to. This ball is clearing the sidelines, and Town chasing this ball down. Quick throw in, finds Parrish, and cleared out again by Brayden Merrill of the Highlanders. Emmons sends this desperation shot in. Tara Nagel, everyone make the save. She's going to hang on to it for a few seconds, folks. And I'll tell you, this hometown crowd is about ready to blow the top off this place. 10 seconds to go. And just like that, folks, the Harwood Highlanders are punching their ticket to the 2025 Division II VPA Finals. And an absolute gem of a game. Someone had to win, someone had to lose. I can't say there was many mistakes both ways. U32 should be proud of themselves, absolutely playing this one with all the heart and determination you would expect from the U32 program. Steve Town has always, and I mean always, done a heck of a job at the helm for the U32 Raiders and the program, whether he's on the boys or girls side. This girls team has played together for a while. The good news for the U32 Raiders is they are a younger team with only a few seniors, and the fact that they've made it to the semifinals this year can only bode well for them going towards next year. However, the Harwood Highlander girls have punched their way to the Division II Finals. What a great job today by the Harwood Highlanders. Again, this hometown crowd was in for a treat. Thank you for checking out this Mad River TV broadcast with CBTsport.net. Would like to give special thanks to Steve McAllister, bringing you all the action today on camera. As cold as it is out, he's making sure to give you all the good clips we can for your viewing pleasure. Another special thanks today I'd like to give to our refs, Andy Gingras, Eric Visser, and Shannon Sweet. Thank you so much for calling today's game. And again, here in Duxbury, Vermont, the Harwood Highlanders have punched their ticket to the finals with a final score over U32, 1-0. Vaya Cadios, my friends.